First of all, your lips to God's ears, because I was, at the beginning when the lawyers like would settle with him, when he wouldn't let the lawyers come into the government offices, or unless all these big firms were, bending their knee, and then all of these universities. I'm going, how are these universities
Yeah.
backing down to these hundreds of millions? These universities have so much money, and so it fell on the shore of satirists to make fun of him and to keep showing him. Like, that's one of the things, Frank, that I'm really upset about, the fact that Colbert is no longer on. I used to get my news from him because the news was so depressing, because every time you turn it on, something new and something crazy. Oh, it's going to be the John F. Kennedy Trump Center, and thank God he lost that. But it just got crazier and crazier. We're going to go attack Greenland. I feel like he would wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I got an idea. And they'd be like, go ahead, sir, we're writing it down. Why don't we blow up the moon? Sir, that's amazing. What a great idea, sir. I feel like that's the kind of stuff that happens over there. And then Colbert would take that, he would feed it to me in a funny way. So now I have Jon Stewart to watch once a week, and I can't wait for John Oliver to be back. So these guys make it so that the news is palatable.
Right.
Meanwhile, every time I read the news, I'm like scrolling through the article. Like, please give me an article that's not depressing. Now you go back to what the comedians are doing. I'll tell you, Frank, Trump won. I was very critical. A lot of jokes I had about Trump, like in the lead up to the election. And, anybody who watches my Netflix special is called Immigrant, because it was such an anti-immigrant sentiment that I thought it was important to show that immigrants, built this country and we continue to give to this country. So yeah, Trump won, I went hard. And then I'll tell you what, once he lost in 2020, I was doing a show in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was making fun of the insurrectionists. And I had a couple jokes about it. And as I'm doing the joke, right there in the front seat, there's a husband and wife, and the husband is starting to turn red. And the wife keeps looking at her husband, and then she's looking at me like, please stop talking about the insurrectionists. And I was like, this kind of insurrection. The guy was clearly on the side of the insurrection. And once I came off stage, I go, you know what? Now that Trump is gone, I'm not going to give it oxygen anymore. Like, that's just dividing the audience.
Right.
And he's done. Then, of course, the bastard comes back. So I'm like, Jesus, he won't. It's like a cockroach. He's like a cockroach. He just keeps coming back. So now
what do you do? What you're back on tour, right?
Yeah, I'm on tour. And
what do you do with this?
So you know what, Frank? I've decided, like, because you said just him and the things he says are already comedy. So all I got to do is report it. Like, I was doing a joke about, like, in June, when Iran, Israel, and the U.S. had their pre-war, there was a video he posted on his stupid social media page of B-2 bombers flying, because we sent B-2 bombers, as you know, to hit the nuclear sites in Iran. So he had a video of B-2 bombers flying to the song "Bomb, Bomb, 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 Iran." Bomb, bomb, bomb. So that was, for me, there was an easy, obvious joke, which was to say, how inappropriate is that? Like, he's the craziest leader of them all. I said, that would be like if after Truman bombed Japan, he made the announcement, today we bombed Japan. Everybody was kung fu fighting, So obviously that was like, a joke there. And then I also said, like, after George W. Bush bombed Iraq, that would be like he said, today we bombed Iraq. Dinga 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 dinga, and then I look at the audience and go, that's Indian, close enough. Dinga 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 dinga. So that's where I have some fun with it. However, the other way I have fun with it is to not go specifically at him, but at his policies and those with him. So, for example, I'll say, ICE is deporting everybody. I go, even Trump supporters are deporting. I said, there's a Lebanese guy in Houston. He opened up Trump burgers. They showed up and deported him. I said, you know how shocked he was when they showed up at his restaurant? He's like, oh, you're here to support? They're like, no, we're here to deport. And then I go, there was an Iranian couple in LA, and they showed up. They took the wife, and then afterwards, the news guy was interviewing the husband. He goes, "What do you think of Trump now?" He goes, "I like him even more. I've been trying to get rid of her for 20 years. He made my home great again." So
Yeah.
all of that stuff is critical of ICE without saying Trump. If you're a Trump supporter, because listen, I've noticed something else, Frank. Trump supporters tend to be pretty dumb. So if you hit their policies without saying his name, they'll laugh. Once you say his name, they go, "Come on now, I love him," and they'll they get offended. It's like you're I want to say, I'm not making fun of your grandmother. I'm making fun of the leader, which is what we're supposed to do in America.
Yeah. Right.
And the time before when I encountered was when we first went to war with Iraq. I would do jokes about Bush and the administration, and there was a couple times where somebody in the audience was like, "You can't make fun of our commander in chief." I was like, "That's the whole." I go, "Listen, we're saying we want to bring democracy to Iraq, and you're telling me I can't talk about my leader?" I go, "That's the whole point of America, is that we should be making fun of our leader."
Yeah.
They're a little dumb.